Hey guys, Jeremy here, and I'm just at Willoughby in Sydney, and you can see it's a beautiful day and we're building a Hempcrete house. It's not passive house, but it's passive design principles. A beautiful suburb, very close to the centre of Sydney. It's heritage out the front and, I'm going to say party out the back.
Afternoon, everyone, and welcome. My name is Andy Marlow. I'm one of the directors at Envirotecture, and we are the architects for this delightful project. Thank you for making the time out of your busy lives to come here this afternoon. But I am going to introduce Ben and Dan from Point 6, who are currently building this. This is their first Hempcrete project. As you can see, they're doing a stunning job and moving at a cracking pace. Also want to introduce Envirotecture people. So Judd, who's going to talk about the project in a sec. Sophie, who's our interior designer, who stuff will eventually come good. And Noah, who also works with us.
Mikkel came to us wanting a functional, comfortable, healthy home for her and her family. It's a Federation home. It had an existing part on the back, which we removed essentially to create this new extension. We didn't create a house that was much bigger from the existing house, but we made it more functional, gave it a better layout. The extension that we've created is on the south side of the lot now, which lets most of that northern light come into the garden, but also to the dwelling. Mikkel is an avid gardener, horticulturist, so creating outdoor space as much as a comfortable indoor space was really important to her. So getting that northern light into the yard, but also to the home was perfect for that. Also, they got 2 young boys, so space for the boys to play outside was really important. There's the studio in the house. The studio is going to be used for multiple purposes. Growing family, the boys can go out there if they want to be noisy, or friends. Also, family can come stay. Not all that much extra floor space from the original house, but just more functional for them. The new extension is going to be up to our current specs and be appropriate in levels of insulation and air tightness and what. I'll get into the details. But also doing a lot of work to the existing house. It's a double brick house, so that will get insulated. We're insulating the timber floors, we're insulating the roof. It's getting a nice new vapor permeable wrap and nice new windows and doors coming from Europe from a company called Logic House. They are a timber framed window with an aluminium cladding on the outside. Really beautiful, but also perform really well. So really thermally efficient, double glazed. It's not a passive house, nor is it going for certified passive house, but we've still used PHPP, which is the software to model passive houses to help us design the home appropriately. For most of our Sydney jobs, we use a special glass which has a low G value. A low G value just means that it blocks a lot of the solar heat coming into the home, which is good for Sydney because the issue is overheating in summer more than it is keeping the building warm in winter. That glass has been designed to be a really good thing at blocking out that extra heat gain that you get in summer. There will be external shading as well on some of our big facing northern windows, so they can drop blinds when needed to keep that sun out, but they'll just have the option there. They can have the windows open. The windows are still doing a really good job. The windows are all tilt turn, which means they open inwards. That does a couple of things in that they just seal really well, so stop any cold drafts coming in. Sort of leads to air tightness as well. The house will be pretty airtight by the end of the build, and when you make something airtight, you've got to provide ventilation. So that's done with a ventilation system for the whole of the house, which will provide fresh air to the house year round. It's got a heat recovery unit in it, which means that we've spent all this energy on trying to create this really comfortable, stable temperature inside the house, anywhere from 20 to 25 degrees generally. And in peak winter, you just don't want to be exhausting that lovely air out. You just want to change over the air, but you don't want to lose that energy. So that machine, essentially all it does is take the heat energy that you've already created in the air inside the building, transfers it over to the air coming in without contaminating it, so you don't lose all that lovely heat and bring in cold air and just have to make the building work harder to heat or cool the house again. We can talk a bit about the hemp because that's why we're all here. The builders will talk about it and do the demo. But essentially it's pretty conventional that you just build a 90mm timber frame, as lots of people would build in Sydney houses anyway, and then we're just encasing it in 300mm of hemp. I won't go into too many details about the hemp because I think Dan and you will talk about the details of that and what's in the mix. Timber frame is good, and that's good because our builders are typically carpenters, so they like working with timber anyways. So it's hempcrete up to a certain height, and then we've actually got traditional timber framing on top of that. There's a few reasons around that, mainly to do with window openings and lintels and trying to stop cracking. And then the roof, which is just conventional timber framed roof, insulated, lovely nice vapor permeable wrap on top to help with condensation management and moisture management. One of the additional nice things is there's going to be a greywater system installed as well in the future. So all the water from its showers, condensation from the ventilation system and AC can go into it as well. That'll get transferred to that, and then we can use it for its toilets and irrigation. Yeah. Yes, it's sort of got passive house type elements in it. It's got the hemp, which is lovely. Obviously, outdoor space is great. It's got the greywater system. There's a lot of nice things going on in the build, which make it a sort of sustainable home. Slab edge insulation, good point. Oh, the water tanks. There's too many things to talk about. That's the top of the water tank. So obviously yard space, as I said before, was really key to the design. So that's two 5,000 litre rainwater tanks stuck under the ground. They're interconnected, so all the roof water will go to that. They will use it for irrigation with the overflow going to the street and plumb to the toilets as well, which is now almost a requirement under the basics when you do your planning, which is good. So most houses should be doing that in new builds anyway. So this is going to be enclosed, not with metal roofing. It's going to be polycarbonate. So the roof form will be the same as that, and it'll extend out but not be connected to the studio because council wouldn't let us. It'll be polycarbonate with nice timber exposed beams, and this will be an enclosed outdoor room. It'll be open on that side, but it will be weatherproof from the rain. Even on rainy days, they can be outside. And so this is going to be the kitchen. And so you can imagine you'll have this lovely big northern windows here, view to the garden, out into the outdoor area. So all year round, weather dependent, they'll have outdoor space to use. There's going to be a ceiling fan. The other nice thing is we try limit concrete on our jobs as much as possible. So it's not just 300 mil thick of solid concrete. We use something called a biax pod, which is essentially just like plastic eggshells, you can almost describe it as, and it just limits the amount of concrete in the slab. Traditional EPS waffle slabs, but we just don't like the EPS as much because you bring them to site, they get cut, and then they all flies off into the wind and into the waterways, and we just try and avoid that. And also for the builders, most builders and concreters now like them because they stuck on top of each other. So actually space on site at the start of construction is gained. So it's a really good way to do it. Yeah, so definitely untreated pine would be better. Trying to source it has been difficult for builders, and the workability of it and just the labour that has to go in to make sure it's straight. There's a few different trade-offs there. Yes, in a perfect world, untreated pine that was nice and straight and easy to work with for the builders would be the best. So yes, you try and do your best on a lot of fronts, and obviously you can still do better, is the takeaway. We can all still do better.
I'll just talk about the frame a little bit. Everything electrical is in conduits and plumbing is all lag.
Metal strapping and brackets are all painted in bitumen paint so they don't get corroded by the lime.
In regards to the airtight layer, if you imagine we've got the Hempcrete flush with the stainless steel, that's going to get taped onto the Hempcrete and rendered.
Stay tuned, more to come after a quick word from our sponsors.
Learn more about building with hemp at the Hemp Building Directory, primary sponsor of Hempcrete in Australia Season 4. Connect with designers, suppliers and trades, find in-person and online events, and there are plenty of projects and videos too. And sign up for the monthly newsletter at hempbuilding.au. This video was brought to you by Envirotecture, designing brilliant buildings for people and planet.
And same on the inside, we'll have the Intello wrap on the ceiling and down onto the wall, which will all be rendered in and taped. That creates that airtight. Run you through what we do for a mix, the ingredients set up. So we actually weigh everything. So we have a commercial scale. The hemp bags come essentially as 10 kilos, and then our binder is a 9 kilo bag. So we have 5 kilos of the hemp hurd, 9 kilos of the binder. We measure out 5 kilos of the washed Sydney sand. If you wanted to check after you pour one into the bucket, you can squish it into a ball. We find it's a very easy system. Cost, material-wise, is nothing major. The main hurdle is still always labour. We've got 2 mixers and 3 tampers, and we've found the efficiency's gone up rapidly, so now we're moving at a pretty fast pace. The downtime's been pretty nil with the 5 people. In total, we think we're going to be 14 days. The trade-off is that bricks are harder to get in here. It's harder to get delivered, harder to move. The 10 kilo bags of the hemp hurd have been good, and the 9 kilos of the binder have been easy to move. Purely is just the labour in tamping. So if you had a big team of volunteers or friends and family, then away you go, you're fine.
What a beautiful wall.
This video was produced by Environmentarian. Thanks for watching to the end, and please comment or question. If you can like, subscribe and share, it will help hemp building reach more people, and this super sustainable and versatile natural building material will be specified for more buildings. Ciao for now.